the legal team, Geek Sensei, Raven, Sam, Mr. Blitzstick.
You three, man.
Yeah. You man about.
We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Jay, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And welcome to this edition of Free DLC. Today we will talk about our impressions of Saints Row. Coming in 2022, not all the other editions. But if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribing to the channel.
10,000 subscribers.
There you go.
Wait, we're past 10,000. Road to 100k. Man.
Sheesh. They're already, you know.
I know, innit? But we're supposed to not talk about it until after 50, so
okay.
Alright, cool. We're chilling. We're out here. Subscribe.
Like the video if you like Saints Row, or you like gaming content in general. And yeah, man, just appreciate you for being here. So, Saints Row, thank you very much to Koch Media for inviting us down to a little event, a little nice event. We had a play of there was a Saints Row game. We played a little bit of co-op, played a bit of the game, and yeah, we're just going to give you our impressions, see how we feel, day one in, did you pick it up? We're Saints Row right about now. What are you saying?
I mean, firstly, yeah, shout out to them man for the invite. I feel like the event was legit. They had us in like, I want to say, I don't want to call it a basement, but it was like it was a nice little basement, bare consoles, we're all in there, a whole bunch of gamers. We got, about 4 hours with the game. Like you said, everything we did single player, co-op. I spent the majority of my time in character customization,
of course,
as you guys can expect. And I will say, in terms of that, I love it. I think you can actually download the character customization thing now already. So you can download that and just make your character now and have them ready for the release of the game, which I think is something super legit in terms of just marketing and PR, something that they've done. And I think that's why I really wanted to dive into it, because I wanted to see like what it was really offering. And the character I made, hopefully is on screen somewhere. I tried to make a Saints Row character that was me, but in that universe.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I took it to 100. Like everything was turned up to 100 because
dear.
I feel like that's how Saints Row is.
Yeah.
So when you see the character, just understand the thought behind it. And I thought like the customer characterization's great. I love it. And then jumped into the game. I thought the game was cool, man. I think in terms of the games in fact, what do you think about the customer characterization?
It's like it is good because obviously you got
and it wasn't even complete.
True.
There were still things missing, and what they had was quite expansive, which is what I would say. That's a good word of putting it.
That's it.
So I thought even without everything, it was still legit. But go on, sorry.
So obviously like nowadays you got almost every kind of RPG. You got like your own kind of customer characterization. You can create your own customer character basically. I don't know what's going on today. And sometimes they just like, I'll choose a random face and then just hair, which is not really for everybody, and you can't really basically do too much.
Yeah.
Everything feels very limited. But in this, it feels like they heard what everyone was saying in previous games. They might have seen what was happening in recent games, and we know what they were like, boom, we've got to put it in our game. Because, like you're saying, Saints Row feels like it trying to encompasses yourself in that world.
In that world, yeah.
So it's like there's no way they can half step making your own character in there.
100%,
so it makes a lot of
100%.
sense.
And I love that. I love that now. Like in games, character customization is almost like a game within itself. Like you'll see all the people making bare different characters in Elden Ring. Then you're gonna see it in this.
That's it.
I just love that. So now it's like a game on who can create the best customer characterization to make characters who don't belong in this world, but because of this feature, they do belong in this world.
That's it.
So it's like, bruv, if you want the Avengers in your game,
Very possible.
do you know what I'm saying? You can do, and bruv, I think something like that is so great because you're giving the consumers, the people, the gamers, the opportunity to do whatever they want. Do you know what I'm saying? And a game like Saints Row, where running around looking like a John Wick character, and now you can make your own meta game, almost like board games that we used to do when we was kids.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like we'd make up board games with rules. Now you can just make your own games in the games, and I think that's fire.
True.
Like
true.
I feel like we're going so deep on the customer characterization, but that's me still. Like so, I love that, man. I really love that. The game itself, I would say, my impressions of the gameplay. I've only ever played Saints Row Get Out of Hell, and I played that because it was free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure you're downloading all your free PlayStation Plus games, or your PlayStation Premium games, or your PlayStation essential games. Do all of that. Make sure you're doing all of that. And now I realise why it was the one on PlayStation Plus.
Right.
Because I feel like it was probably the weakest Saints Row game out of them all. Now, I've not gone back to play Saints 1, 1 or 2, but the research I've done, the people I've spoken to from the Saints Row event, gave me lots of information, and I feel like this game is going to be their best game, and this is where I think Saints Row should be moving forward in terms of like next gen and where we're going forward. That being said, I think the game's alright. I think it's good.
I hear you on that still, because I've played Saints Row the 3rd and then Saints Row the 4th, and I just feel like they were constantly trying to up themselves in the previous iteration. Like, first you're just some street gang, everything's obviously going, like you're saying, it's this wacky world or whatever, and then they make you go into a simulation. Aliens are trying to take over the world. Sorry, spoilers. They're trying to make you like take over the world, go into a simulation, you're being the president of this and that. It's just, then you get superpowers, you're like basically becoming like Neo, or it's just too much. And like you said, I didn't really play Get Out of Hell 1 because backlog is mad, and 2, it just sounds like
it was a further exaggeration. Yeah.
But then just in Hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd rather them take places and go like wherever they need to go in the real world rather than out of space in your simulation in Hell. I know what they're trying to do is like not to be too much like GTA.
And I think that's a good thing.
It is.
They need to stay away from being like GTA.
That's it.
So they don't die.
Yeah, true. But I think going into other places other than Earth, I think that's where they'll go.
That's the line. That's too far.
I don't mind them going to different countries and not being like GTA. I'd rather that rather than doing whatever they were doing. But
so then them lot, I see, because I feel like the superhero element that they was adding into the game with excuses of, oh, we're in space, or it's a simulation, or we're in hell. Do you think they should leave that out as well? Because obviously this game is very much grounded in guns, wingsuits, and stuff like that. Like it's not getting too fantastical. Do you get what I'm saying? Or with the points that we got to, or I got to, it doesn't get like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So are you saying stay here?
Yeah, because like I've never really played the first Saints Row 1 and 2, and I've always heard everyone was like, I like that version of Saints Row. It's not GTA, but it does feel like it. And I feel like everyone does like that carbon copy as long as you're not like them. And I feel like they kind of know that doing it with this reboot, like even with the writing and even the characters you're coming across already that we've played from, I really feel like they know their ground. That it is kind of like
It's
funny.
It's like GTA and Fortnite.
That's it.
And when I say Fortnite, I mean like the cartoony aspect look ish. Not saying the gameplay is like, I'm not saying that at all. Those two kind of melded together, something like that.
Like the humor and all that kind of stuff. It feels like it's like you said, a bit of both. And I feel like that's where they should kind of stay. But yeah, the gameplay that I played of, I think it's actually alright. I feel like it's kind of going back to where they know Saints Row was best. Going back to a good storyline. Going back to all the other things that I think are even best about the other games, where like all the other side missions, like saying the wingsuit, you got to do this mission, that mission, just to kind of get money. And I like that they've now got a new kind of team that everyone has their own kind of aspect and bounce off like your main character. So it sounds like, and it feels like they know what they're doing now, or they feel like they know why they create this reboot going forward.
So the final question is, where are you at right now? Day one, bargain bin, PlayStation Plus, where are you going?
For me, I won't pick this up day one.
Okay.
If it comes on PlayStation Plus, I would eventually play it. Like I always had Get Out of Hell at the back of my mind because that was on PlayStation Plus. And I feel like this is just the same. Like if I ever come across this game, if I ever get someone give it to me or gift it, or I eventually just buy it for like maybe just bargain bin, I would eventually play it. But it's not like really my day one.
It's not top of the list.
That's it.
It's not making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
That's it. It just feels like an okay game. I feel like I'd have a good time playing it, but not to the point where it's like, oh my god, you gotta go play this game.
I feel like I'm on the same place as you. I feel like I can add it to my backlog, but it doesn't skip the line. Doesn't skip the queue. It's not God of War in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
It, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think they're trying to God of War it. I think they 100% know who they are, they know what they're on, and they're producing the best that.
Yeah.
And I think that is legit. And I think more games and more IPs need to understand that and go the Saints Row way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, good game. I would say if you've been following the franchise, pick it up. If you've been following the franchise, you got to pick it up day one. Definitely, because it's going to be the best Saints Row game. But I would say, even if you're new and this is interesting you, get it.
I was about to say.
Get it.
I was about to say the same thing.
If you look at this and you're like, then just buy the game. This is not a game to second see. And this is why I like this game. Because it knows exactly what it is and what you see is what you get. For new people playing, it's gonna be a great place to jump on.
Yeah.
Much like where I jumped on with God of War. Like, I hadn't played the previous, played a little bit of them, but I wouldn't say I was into God of War. This is a new, fresh, reboot, start, new gen, next gen, current gen. We're here, innit? So I like it.
Yeah, I just gotta say the same thing. I really do feel like they've gone back to where they want it to be, and I feel like I said, if you've been following Saints Row, if you've been following the trailers, if you've been like, oh yeah, this was like a good game, I feel like you will have a good time playing this. Because playing the game, I was like, I never feel like, like what's going on here? Like I said, the story from the get go for me was legit. The missions itself felt legit. And that's what it sounds weird because I'm like, I want to pick up day one, but I would recommend someone else. But like, if you're following this and it does look of interest to you, go play it. But my backlog is mad. That's why I'm like, not right now.
Bro, do you know what? Yeah, they got to send us the game. When they send us the game, I feel like that's gonna change. That's gonna make the decision up for us. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go from there, man.
That's it, man. That's it. But guys, let us know what you think about Saints Row. Comments down below. You've been following the game since number 1. Did Get Out of Hell piss you off? Are you glad that they're back? What do you think about this reboot? What do you think about their gameplay? We'll be dropping more content in this. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
J1 further the Cyber Nerds.